Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Umbra podcast. We are the first ones for the fall semester talking about FOMO today. If many of you know, FOMO means fear of missing out. And so I'm Amelia.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Manal.
I'm Taylor.
And today we're just going to jump right into it.
Yeah, so the topic that I wanted to talk about was fear of missing out. Thank you. Fear of missing out while you're here, because a big thing about studying abroad is being able to travel on the weekends or whenever you have breaks, because we do have a fall break. So I not unfortunately, but I can't really afford to travel far places every weekend, so I usually do day trips, and I feel like that's a huge thing for the FOMO while you're here, because you'll come back on Monday and then everyone's like, oh, I went to Nice, France, or I went to Sicily or something, and you kind of feel bad about it. But honestly, there's so much to do here, I feel like, especially when it gets later at night. A lot of us like to go out and to eat, especially since
For sure.
dinners here start way later than they do back home, I feel like. So it's definitely fun to go out late and have food with your friends, get drinks maybe. And then during the day, there's a bunch of markets and stuff that you can go to, especially at the end of the mini metro. There's a huge one that I love going to every weekend. Are there stuff that you guys like to do while you're here too?
I like to go shopping often. There's this store called Two-Way. They have the best sales ever, and whenever I'm free or I'm feeling a little FOMO, I just go shopping.
Yeah, and there's also the chocolate festival. There was a wine festival, and there's always movies in English, and even the Umbra Institute will post on their story events that are upcoming. So there is a lot to do, but I definitely relate with hearing all these things that people are doing, and I'm oh, I didn't travel anywhere. So
No, yeah, I completely agree. I feel especially when you're here, and yes, we have all these new friends that we've made, and we're doing stuff together. It's so nice, and if you put it into perspective, we're in Italy. Yeah. How crazy is that? But then you wake up in the morning and you see all the videos and photos that your friends at home are posting of what they're doing, and it makes you feel a little less, and you're you have to ground yourself every couple minutes and be wait, I'm actually in Italy right now. So yeah, I think being able to do stuff here helps out a lot too, and just distract your mind, but also there's so much to do that people don't realize that you can.
And getting to know the locals. I feel that's a huge part of being here, because I feel there's so much amazing culture here that you get to know just from being in Perugia. Especially,
I feel when we first got here, a lot of it was oh my gosh, a little bit of a culture shock, and here and there, you get the stares, oh, we're the Americans, we're here. Yeah. But as the month, I think halfway through September when we first got here was when it finally adjusted, and we try to speak the Italian, and they like to help us out, and they giggle, and it kind of makes you feel this is your new home, and you don't have that fear of missing out. They're super helpful here too. They don't care if you mess up as long as you're trying. They find that so endearing for sure.
I feel even though also there is so much to do here, there's almost too much. So you have the urge to go to this event, travel here, and then you're not prioritizing your health or your school and your homework. So it's kind of I could stay in and be studying for an exam, but then I feel I'm missing out on so many things that are happening. So
I also relate to Taylor. Sometimes I feel I'm studying a lot, but I do want to get good grades, so I want to focus on my academics. But I'm seeing people going to super huge places, and I'm I want to go there, but I can't go there because I want to focus on school. So it's there's also something about balancing there that's a little difficult to kind of put for yourself. So
yeah, and then I think the also big part that Taylor wants to talk about is just having FOMO from back home, because it definitely is a big thing when you're seeing all your friends do all these fun things, but you're not there with them, because obviously the people here are only going to be your friends for so long, but you go back home and you have these stronger connections with these people. So go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, it was my best friend's birthday like 3 days ago, and I didn't get to celebrate with her. And now it's my birthday today, and I don't get to celebrate with her, any of my friends at home. So it definitely sucks. I also love to go to concerts, and there's so many that just happen to be this semester, and I get to see all these videos people are posting on TikTok, and I just feel so sad that I can't be there, even though I wish I could. Like, I was fighting the urge to spend like thousands of dollars to just get a flight back to New York just so I can go to all these concerts. So it's definitely like something hard to swallow. Like, this is my first birthday not with my family, and it's definitely, I feel like I'm missing out on that.
So I relate to that too, as in I had my birthday last month as well, and I think a lot of it was being away from home and like them not celebrating, whereas like I'm here and I'm trying to celebrate with these new people that I met 2 weeks prior, and it was like definitely makes you feel you're missing out on like stuff, but it's also they're not doing anything. I don't know, my friends, they say like, oh, happy birthday, and they send you a FaceTime video and that's it, and it's like, wow, like you're growing up and you're not being able to be with them, and it's kind of like you just have to learn as you go and make the new connections, and just it's life, like it's going to be happening wherever you are, whenever you are. We're just doing it a little earlier on than most people get to do it. So that's like what you have to think about.
Yeah, usually like, I look at like Instagram. I feel like it's not the healthiest place to look at when you're missing home, because I will see my friends going to dinners, or like one of my friends got an apartment and she had an apartment house party, and she was like, I wish you were here, you would come over and like would have like sleepovers. And one of my friends had a birthday party actually, and it was in one of my favorite restaurants ever in Boston, and I couldn't go because I'm here in Italy. And like Amelia said earlier, like you have to remember that you're in Italy. This is like huge, but like you also miss your friends back home, which is a lot, because like you had a more connection with them than here, because like you have to make new friends here, and it could be hard for some people.
Yeah, and honestly, I always tell my parents too, like, I would only go back home to see my people. Like, that's what I miss the most. But if they were over here, I'd be fine. Like, the views are gorgeous here. The food's amazing. The people are so nice. And you're just experiencing something that not many people our age get to experience in their lifetime, especially so early. So
I also miss Chipotle, I'm not going to lie, guys.
yeah. I miss
But-
Cheetos.
no,
Hot,
but-
like, junk food.
Yeah, I will say though, yeah, you guys are so right on. Like, I think it's literally just the people that we miss, and like you're doing so much here. And yes, Perugia, I feel like so many people don't know about it. It's such a small city, but there is literally, as Sophie said, events almost every weekend. There was one weekend there was a fashion show in the middle of the piazza, and everyone was out watching it.
Yeah.
Like stuff to do in the city, and again, day trips. Like, I think that's why it's so crucial that you separate your like vacationing to the weekends and leaving the week to be able to do your work, catch up on work, because classes are only like 7 max hours of your day,
That's fairly hard.
and that's like barely anything. So you have all the rest of the day, and you only have that every other day. Like, your other days are probably shorter too, so you have so much time during the week to be able to do all that, and then save the weekends for traveling if you want to travel.
We also have longer weekends because we don't have classes on Fridays, so there's so much time to do so much. And I feel like a lot of people here were like, right away they felt like they had to do stuff right now, but then you just have to put it in perspective. Like, you're here for 3.5 months. There's so much time, and you'll get so much done, probably more than you expect, honestly.
Yeah, like I feel like how I break up my traveling, I do it like every other weekend. We have like the weekend of traveling, and then the following weekend we're home in Perugia, and there's still so much to do.
I think it's also important to prioritize the places that you really want to go to, instead of being like, I have to go to every place. Just focus on the ones that you really want to go to, because with FOMO, you have the urge to go everywhere. You're hearing, oh, this person went to Nice. Oh my God, I have to go to Nice. But really think about the places that you want to go, because, I mean, we did say we're here for 3 months, which is a long time, but it goes by so fast. So you have to prioritize with money and with time which places that you want to go to.
I agree with Taylor. When I first came here, I was like, I want to go everywhere. I want to go to Paris, Amsterdam, you name it, everywhere. But I was like, I can't keep going everywhere because I'm not going to enjoy it if I keep going because people are going there. Like, it wouldn't make any sense if I'm not, if they weren't on my list. Like, for example, like, I didn't want to go to Ireland, but I'm like, everybody's going to Ireland. Like, I want to go now. But then I was like, no, but I want to go to Germany because everybody's going to Germany. Like, I need to pick the places I want to go because I'm here for my experience, not for other people's experience. And I feel like we need to realize that we're here for ourselves, but it's so hard to because of FOMO. And I know like how to solve this sometimes because, yes, like those are amazing countries, but then, do I really want to go there because people are going there? It could be tough sometimes.
For sure, but again, like what Amelia was saying, we really need to just ground ourselves. We have so much time while we're here, but also we're all so young. Like, we have so much time to do all the things that we want to do. So just like the fact that this is our starting point, I feel like it's such an amazing starting point to have for sure. So just, again, grounding yourself. I know it can be hard. But it's so important for something like this, for sure.
Yeah, and I think even tackling it, yeah, you have to ground yourself, but also, like, realizing everyone is in the same position with making friends, too. Like, if you see these people going to these crazy places on the weekends, feel free to talk to them and, like, get to know who they are. Like, not everyone is going to these places because they can go to every place they want. They're also picking the places that they want to go to the most. So, like, if you have these conversations with these people, it puts you into your perspective of, like, okay, wait, I don't need to be doing that. And, like, I think when you're feeling this FOMO, the best way is, yeah, to ground yourself and just talk to the people around you. You're making so many friends here. It feels like freshman year of college, like, all over again, based on the amount of everyone wants to get to know everyone. Everyone here, I feel like there's so many things that people do together, like, oh my gosh, like, you hang out with these people one weekend and then another weekend it's new people. Like, there's so much here that you're able to make you feel like this is your new home, so you're not missing out and you're making these new friends and having these new adventures, and it's like a whole new beginning.
And a huge part of that too is also making your apartment your space so you feel comfortable to just stay home when it's important to, like, to get work done, or if you're having a rough mental health week, like, it is okay to stay home, especially the sooner you make yourself comfortable in your home, in your apartment. Like, it'll just work out for you in the long run, I think.
Yeah, and I think that especially you're gonna be going back home. Like, it's not like, I know the LIU Global kids are here, but then they're going somewhere else after, but still, for the majority of you guys, you're going to be going home at the end of the semester, and you're going back to your normal everyday life. It's not like a whole new thing has started. Like, I think that's a lot of the FOMO that people feel too, is that they're missing out with their friends, and these new people they're meeting, and it's a whole new semester, so it's a whole new, like, way that they're living. But in reality, you're going to go back and it's going to be exactly the same. And you're going to fit right in and you're like, oh, I wish I was back in Italy right now, you know?
Like, I'm so scared that I'm going to be one of those girls where it's like, oh, well, when I traveled abroad in Italy, and, like, constantly bring that up. But honestly, why not? Like, this is such a cool experience. So why not?
Yeah, like, when you go back home, your home friends are still going to be there. I'm reminding myself, like, if I wanted, I could go home and celebrate every event that I missed with them. Like, they're still going to be my friends for life. Like, I don't have to worry about them, like, moving on, finding new friends. And I'll make friends here, but I'll also still have them at home.
Yeah, like, celebrate your half birthday because they couldn't celebrate your real birthday.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know? Celebrate a fake Halloween one night, you know?
Like,
you
have a night where you just have every holiday after the next, or like a whole weekend where you just
like
celebrate.
a spirit week almost.
Yeah,
like just
oh my God,
holiday
that's
after
so
holiday.
cute.
Like, there's so many things that you can do to fix. The FOMO is only temporary.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna go home and nothing's gonna be wrong. ever again.
I agree with that because I called my best friend. I was like, I feel a little like left out. She goes, when you come back, you're gonna be in my apartment sleeping over every single day. I'm coming there so we can go to Milan together. We're gonna have so much fun in Boston. Like you're not missing anything. You're literally in like Italy. You should have fun, and you would come back and speak Italian to us. We're gonna laugh every single day because we don't know anything in Italian. So I'm like, yeah, I would feel the FOMO, but if I go home, nothing is gonna really change besides the fact that maybe I'll make new friends on campus, but nothing like huge.
I feel like your friends back home too are so supportive of you being here because they understand like that a lot of us here, we need something like this. Like we came here for a reason, and if you have real friends back home, like they'll be 100% supportive of that for sure.
But yeah, I think that like wrapping it up a little bit, I feel like that covers the majority of how we feel as students and how we're putting it into perspective of everything else.
For sure.
Yeah, FOMO is just temporary. Yeah.
It really is.
And like, there isn't a way to fix it if I'm being honest, because everyone has to go through it. It's just part of life. But ways that you can make yourself feel better is by calling your friends from home and kind of, this is going to sound really cheesy, but just walking around in Perugia by yourself, I feel like it's amazing. Even though it's going to be a little sad, you're like, oh, I'm walking alone. Like people are like in Amsterdam, and I'm like here in Perugia by myself. But I think it's fun because you get to see what Perugia culture is like and the local people. You can get food, maybe practice some Italian, honestly. I kind of find it fun. I get gelato every single day, sometimes with my friends. Me too. I love gelato. Sometimes with my friends or just alone by myself. And I find it to be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And Perugia's fun. Like, you don't have to feel bad about being stuck here.
You're not really stuck. It's just like a new place to look around and explore, and it's fun.
You're making the most of your time here, and that's all that should be mattering. Like, I think don't be thinking about what's happening at home. I mean, it's inevitable that you are, but don't focus on it too much because, once again, you're in Italy. You should be having fun here. But yeah.
Yeah, and on that note, I think that's it. Stay tuned for more podcasts coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, listeners.
Bye, guys.
See ya.